Oh man, thanks for sharing the morning with me again. That's right, we're doing mornings with Rumi, and first one was pretty successful. I couldn't believe the views I got, and that's pretty cool. This Rumi thing, like I said, Rumi really restores the soul, and I've just been going through a lot. I went through like this avoidant breakup, and I crashed out at work. But I had another job lined up, so it didn't really matter. But yeah, I like to annotate my books, and one thing I'm going to do today is this next poem is that I'm going to read is I'm going to read some of my annotations afterwards, where we look at the poem line by line. This one is called a community of the spirit, and now we're still on the theme of the tavern. The tavern being a place of communion where you lose your mind to divine madness with a crowd of people. And through that, you find yourself through this communion, and I don't know, individualize the enlightened self. Hopefully, I don't know. There's more to it than that, and I can barely read my writing, so I'm going to start off with a community of the spirit. And as this progresses, I'll become more refined. So, there is a community of the spirit. Join it and feel the delight of walking in the noisy street and being the noise. Drink all your passion and be a disgrace. Close both eyes to see with the other eye. Open your hands if you want to be held. Sit down in this circle. Quit acting like a wolf and feel the shepherd's love filling you. At night your beloved wanders. Don't accept consolations. Close your mouth against food. Taste the lover's mouth in yours. You moan, she left me, he left me. 20 more will come. Be empty of worrying. Think of who created thought. Why do you stay in prison when the door is so wide open? Move outside the tangle of fear thinking. Live in silence. Flow down and always widening rings of being. So when we get to the first passage, there's a community of spirit. Join it and feel the delight and being the noise. And I write about personal, expression, interactions, parts of a whole, individualization. Through that bric-a-brac. Finding your unique voice, your relation to these people, or your relation to the realm of existence. Drink all your passion and be a disgrace. It's not necessarily something that I think focuses on hedonism, but it's that rapture of life, that passion, maybe of just even being creative, being drunk in the divine in that way. And maybe that's the disgrace, is just being yourself, being outside of societal mores, or so to speak. Close both eyes and see with the other. It comes to meditation when I close my eyes. You're in darkness, and when you have that darkness, it's the void of nigh infinite potential, and whatever wrestles up in that mind, and that's your truth. You're left with yourself. Everything is shuttered. It's like sensory deprivation. Sit down in the circle. I really like that with open your hands if you want to be held. For me, that comes with the idea of life as metaphor and Joseph Campbell. You're opening your hands. That for me, that's like empathy, allowing caring, letting other people into your world. Sitting down in a circle, okay, I guess we could say the circle of life, but it's cyclic. It's cyclic to succumb to living, dying, and loving, and suffering. And at night your beloved wanders, don't accept consolations. Literally, right now I'm in my head about this avoidant woman just wandering, and kind of like reading my messages but not replying. And that's a literal sense, not the metaphorical sense. But I think if we flip that script a bit and apply it metaphorically, we'll see how those two are tied together. And close your mouth against food, taste the lover's mouth in yours. We're ignoring material sustenance, and we're looking at what really drives our existential quandaries, and that's why I'm trying to be empty of worrying and think of who created thought. It comes back to Alan Watts and his little shtick on what's all the trouble. I mean, even if there isn't an afterlife and I cease to exist, well, what's all the trouble? And again, that's something we all struggle with. And why do you stay in prison when the door is so wide open? That's a good question for all of us. And I don't know. I don't know. Maybe it's that long. It's this longing, and you can go back to your childhood and all that. But then again, what's all the fucking trouble? I move outside the tangle of fear, thinking I live in silence. Sometimes it is better to be silent. I was silent for a while, doing a lot of contemplation. I think I felt like things were wrong. And the only way I could do that was to stay silent, to see what was wrong, and to be observed. It's like observing a quantum superposition. Once you observe it, all these potentialities collapse, and you get the reality you have, and flow down, and always winding rings of being, because we're all interconnected, and you sometimes have to get that flow right. And yeah, that's today's a community of the spirit. So I'm gonna throw in a few other things here. There's a strange frenzy in my head of birds flying, each particle circulating on its own. This is the one I love everywhere. Man, that's the universe in a nutshell, man. Think about that. You're getting to like some aspects of Zen Buddhism, and again, physics, how ever interconnected, how we're all interconnected. You can even go to Thomas Aquinas's divine, like natural theology there. And drunks hear the police, but the police are drunk too. People in this town love them both, like different chess pieces. Man, it's like your shadow beings and all that. And the police are drunk too. They're drunk on power, maybe, or they're drunk on fear. Maybe drunks don't need to fear the police. Maybe we're all part of the same cycle, and we all affect each other one way or another. Because I'm sure after arresting the drunks, the police get drunk too in their own home, and maybe they terrorize her. Maybe they find some sort of passionate love. I don't know. I don't have a problem with cops, but it's a funny line, and I guess we're all different chess pieces, and we all fluctuate through each unique observer's perspective. And I don't know. That's a lot of food for thought. Shit, I didn't mean to confuse all of you. Until tomorrow. Thank you again for sharing your morning with me.